Hi everyone, Fernando here. Today I'm going to be answering to a question I have from one of our agents in the office, and she was asking me, Fernando, what do I need to do? I'm sending offer after offer after offer and nothing is being accepted, and my clients are getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated, and what should I do? Basically, I wanted to give you this advice for you in case you're going through the same thing, especially right now that we have low inventory levels in the area. So you may have to be doing that and sending those offers. So I want to make sure you can follow these steps to making sure that you are going to be doing everything that needs to be done, so you are not going to leave anything unattended, or you're not going to miss on anything. Just follow what I'm telling you in the next offer that you're going to do to help you have the best chance that this offer is going to be accepted. Number one, you need to build strong relationships with the listing agent. What does that mean? Is that you need to call them, talk to them, trying to become friendly with them and chat before you start asking them questions and all that, and create a relationship with them. It's not just like a professional relationship, but kind of like, hey, how you doing? And you can just chit chat about personal things or whatever. Even better, if you're smart, you need to be talking to other agents and creating these relationships before you start sending offers. You know how easy will it be if you know the listing agent, you have some kind of relationship, and you say, hey, I have an offer for your listing. Then you're going to have the best chance. So start building the relationships right away. Number two, of course, pre-approval is the key. But the most important thing here is to ask your loan officer to give the listing agent a call to say, hey, my agent and my client just put an offer to your client for your listing, and I just want to give you information about their pre-approval or their approval or whatever. So being proactive from the lender's point of view is a great thing, because the listing agent is thinking about, I like this. They're really not waiting for me to call them. They're calling me and they're saying the right things. So that's another good thing for you. The other thing is, offer a bigger EMD deposit. This is the time when you don't need to be skimping on the EMD deposit and just put maybe $3,000 or $5,000. If your client has the money and he's got $10,000, send that $10,000, send that $15,000, but remind them that this is going to be used, for part of the payment for the house anyway. So this is a good time to increase the EMD deposit so you can stick out from other offers. Escalation clause, that's another thing. Just remember that when you do an escalation clause, you have to understand from the listing agent's point of view, if you are putting that you're going to pay $5 million for this $300,000 home, it doesn't really, it's not worth anything to them, because you have an appraisal contingency and this house is not going to appraise to $3 million or whatever. So be wary about what you're trying to do in your escalation clause and making sure that it has some bite, okay? And not just give them some kind of number and then that the agent's going to say it's not going to appraise for that. So might as well just completely ignore that escalation clause. So be careful and know when to use the escalation clause in such a way that it can be more impacting for you than making you look bad, because you're trying to sneak something that that the agent knows that it's not going to work. Reducing contingencies. Be careful with this. Home inspections, it's very important. Appraisal contingency is very important, but you have to know when to do this and when not to do this. So this is very important that you reduce those things as much as you can. Okay. Then the other thing I want to talk to you about is offering flexible terms to the seller as far as the closing dates. Asking the listing agent, and says, when will your seller would like to close on this contract? What will be the best case scenario for your seller? In some cases they may ask for a rent back for 2 weeks. You may be able to give them, and that may make your offer look very strong. So you need to ask the listing agent, what will be the best case scenario for your seller as far as the date of closing, how long they need to stay in there, blah, 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 and basically try to put that in the offer itself. Then ensure The next one is that your offer is 100% perfect, okay? Do not send things that are missing numbers or missing areas or making mistakes that as a listing agent, when I receive an offer, and let's say I'm receiving 4 or 5 offers on my listing, I'm looking at this offer is completely incomplete, it's not filled out right, so right away, I'm already kind of discounting you as a good offer, even though if your price may be close to everybody else, you're not looking too good because you don't know how to put an offer together. But on the contrary, if you put in this offer with a great presentation letter right at the beginning of the email and highlighting the best things about this offer to make the listings agent's life more basically better for you. So you want to go ahead and also all the numbers that you put inside the offer and everything else has to be filled out in a perfect way so they can see that you have all the T's crossed, all your I's dotted, and you are a person who knows what they're doing. So that's a good sign for you. So making sure that you're going to have a good presentation the way you're writing your offer. And finally, you need to be more persistent with the listing agent. Do not just send the offer and not call them or not send them a text and then come back maybe 3 hours, 4 hours if you don't receive a response. You need to be on top of things, okay? And the listing agent may be busy and all that, but also in a way, they want to make sure that they are working with somebody who is very detail oriented and very aggressive to making sure that everything is being done the right way. And that is going to look good on their eyes because you're being aggressive. I can tell you many times when somebody will call me after sending an offer, and 3 days later, they're just calling me to let me know, hey, what happened to my offer? Well, I did send you an email telling you that we picked a different offer. You did not get it. And I can't believe that the guy or the person is calling me 3 days later. You need to be aggressive. You need to let them know you stand out and you're there to protect your client's rights to making sure that offer is being presented. So be very aggressive on that part. So now we're going to talk about how can you advise your client in case that this is happening to you and you go and offer after offer after offer and you don't know what to say to them because you're afraid that this client going to say, you know what, forget about it. I'm going to go ahead and sign at least for another year. And then I'm going to try next year because this is not looking good. So of course you don't want that because you're working very hard trying to get a paycheck from these actions that you're doing. And obviously if it's the same, obviously in case there is a better situation for your clients, yeah, they may have to wait maybe a little bit longer. But if you're already putting offer after offer, that means it's a good time for them to buy. So let's go ahead and keep your clients motivated to keep going. And I'm going to give you some advice for you to be able to do that, okay? So number one, right, you need to, from the very start, you need to making sure that you are very clear about their goals and objectives about buying a house. And this is very important for you and for them. They need to be very clear what exactly they're trying to do so they can go forward. Otherwise, if they're confused, that will be the first thing they're going to be able to bail out from you. So it's very important that you do that. You need to educate them about the market. I'm talking about what's going on with the interest rates, what's going on with the inventory levels, what's going on overall the real estate world around the areas where they're looking for, not national. You need to go around. If you're looking for a home in Gettysburg or in Germantown, talk about those zip codes, talk about those cities, making sure that you're keeping them educated. It doesn't take much for you to be able to do that and send them an email or a text, say, hey, I just wanted to send you this article about Germantown real estate. Because those things makes them think that they need to be more aggressive as far as the pricing. If they start seeing certain things that is going to be against them getting the house, obviously they're going to make they're going to try to give you more give you more permission to give you more money or whatever for the offer. But as long as that they're educated, they know exactly what they need to do, and this can be beneficial for you at the end. Also, you need to go ahead, excuse me about that. So you need to give them regular updates. Do not leave your buyers on a bind, and basically not talking to them 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, or just talking to them on the weekends. When you're working with a buyer, you need to be bang, 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 bang on top of them. You need to be over them. This is what's happened. These are the new leads. These are new listings. So nothing has come up. This is the new coming soon properties. This is what's happening with that house that we sold 3 days, 5 days ago. This went on the contract. You need to be on top of this. You need to be working on this every single day. You need to be on top of that. Do not be silent and then just wait until the weekend to talk to them again, because that's not going to be good for you. The other thing you need to remind them is, so they don't bail out on you, is always tell them when you're talking to them, when you're close, when you're maybe just talking about different properties, you're gonna say, hey, I remember when I was working with Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and this is exactly what happened. We were going offer after offer, and finally they got the best house possible, and they were so happy. You need to share those stories with them to keep them, on the go, to keep them basically with a hope that they're gonna get the same house and they're gonna have the same nice story ending like those people that you're sharing with. But you need to share those stories, because don't keep it up within yourself. You need to talk to them about that. Then also you need to get making sure they understand that buying a house is not just like buying a car or buying a piece of furniture and all that. This is a complex issue. It takes a lot of things put together in order for them to purchase a home. And understand, just tell them, yeah, don't worry about it. We're handling everything that needs to be handled. But understand that this is not a simple process. We're buying a home, and this is part of the process. So remember that. Then at the same time, you need to also encourage them about the pricing, the flexibility of their pricing. If they're offering, let's say, right at listing price, you may want to ask them, I'm going to give you a total CMA of the property you're trying to buy, and then there may be a possibility that you may be able to add another $5,000-$10,000 to make your offer look better, because the house possibly is worth that much based on these configurations of the CMA. Do a CMA on the house and try to make sure that you show them that this house is really worth what they're asking for. And finally is your demeanor, your being positive, okay? And if you're really feeling bad about it because you're going offer after offer after offer and nothing is happening and you're feeling, down about it, believe me, your clients can feel that. Just like a parent and kids, when your parent is worried about something, the kids are going to be worried. And if you're worried about not being able to find them a home, they're being worried about that, and then that's possibly going to be a bad thing for you at the end. So you need to stay positive, look forward, and then if something happened bad, forget about it, break it out, keep going, don't worry. The house is waiting for you. We're gonna find it. Let's go forward. I'll see you this Saturday. That's it, guys. Go for it, and hopefully this was able to help you, okay? I'll talk to you next time. Bye.